Hello and welcome to this live and exclusive coverage of the Kandy versus Colombo combined schools rugby encounter here at the Havelock Sports Club grounds. A wonderful afternoon here at the Havelock Sports Club grounds. This is just before the Junior Asia kicks off. Kandy versus Colombo combined schools. And joining me in commentary is Inshaf Kapoor. Inshaf, very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you as well now with the Kandy, of course. Both teams equipped with star-studded players in this encounter. Colombo having the services of 4 skippers, if I'm not mistaken. That is skipper Umar Gunaratna will be captain in the team, as well as Banu Gamage, the league-winning captain, as well as Laslu Ishan, who was the captain for Science College, alongside Tariq Salih, the captain of St. Joseph's College. Speaking of the Kandy team now, what do you think? Will they have the edge on Colombo? I think, in fact, if you want to get back on history, they haven't never won an encounter as such as yet.
Yes, looking at the team cards, it doesn't look like Kandy would have the edge on the Colombo schools. We'll just go through the starting lineups. Firstly, the Colombo combined schools. At loose head prop is Lasindo Ishan, the Science College captain and the President's Trophy champions. And at hooker is Supun Varnakula Surya, who was destructive at the back of the rolling mall for Royal College. At tight head prop, it's Charana Chamikara, St. Joseph's from St. Joseph's College. And the second row consists of Umesh Madhushan from Royal and Matisa Sarat Chandra from Isipatana College, the two leading second rows. And the two flankers at blind side, it's Tariq Salih from St. Joseph's, and at open side flanker it's Shaukat Lahir, who was destructive in the school's rugby season. And at number 8 it's Umalka Gunaratna, the juggernaut from Isipatana College. Scrum half is Vimukti Rahula from St. Joseph's. Fly half is Buddhima Piyaratna from GS Senanayaka. He represented Sri Lanka in the Junior Asiad. And at wing it's Banuka Gamage, the Royal skipper, who led the side to the League Cup victory. And at inside centre is Nishan Pereira from St. Peter's. Outside centre Kevin Dixon, also from St. Peter's, the two Petrites combining at the center positions. Then number 14, the wing is Sajid Roshan from the Science College. Only 2 players are represented by Science College in this Colombo schools, while fullback is Rehan Silva from Isipatana College. The bench consists of Nikhil Gunadira from Royal, Aish Galage also from Royal, Nishal Deshata from Isipatana, Mithila Pereira, Wesley Chatur Dilshan also from Isipatana, Sunet Chaturanga from St. Joseph's, Isuru Mayanga, Asita Gayashan Punchiheva, both from Isipatana, Gayal Jasing Royal, Udar Anjana St. Peter's, and Vishwa Kiriella from Yesananayaka College.
Because that is a very strong outfit in my view. Now, I have with me the Kandy team. Kandy team is led by the Trinity College skipper Isuru Rangala. He was one of the most destructive lock forwards last whole season, so he will take his position at number 8. So Hashan Fernando from Vidyartha College will come in as loose head prop. Hiranta Manamem, the College, will be the hooker, while Dhiren Rathwat, in fact Rathwat played in last year's Junior Asiad as well, so he'll be tight head prop from Trinity College, playing at number 9 inches. Then we have the experience, Rahul Karnatira, almost 3 years in college jersey for Trinity College at lock, alongside Heshan Keshara from College. And we have Madhura Manushka of Dharmaraj College coming in as blind side flank, while we have Kasam Vimalavira from King's College. I think you might recall Vimalavira forward. He is 7 jersey for Kandy, while we have Rangala to cover the third row for Kandy. Sounds probably want to counter playing at ThePapare Vikram, the star half of the team. So we have Faris Ali, the big fly half from Kingswood College at number 10 jersey, and Deshan Petticoat and Ryan Wilson will be the wings and the first centre for Kandy. In fact, both of these players played Trinity last season. So, and then we have the Dharmara, the skipper Viraj Veerasekara, who will be the outside centre alongside Ryan Veerakon. As we see both teams lining up for the presentation ceremony and the opening ceremony. And at fullback we have Riza Rafaidin. I think Rafaidin needs no introduction in for the school rugby format, scoring the highest number of points despite his team. He will come in as the fullback for the team. So that will be an interesting call to watch. Let's see how this goes down.
And we have Dilip Madhusama with college, Thanos Maran, Prithvi Rathanayake, the skipper from St. Hilda's College, Rajiv Samrasekar, S.K. Sangasinghe, Chakra Dilshan from Vidyartha
College, Ravi Alexander from Vidyartha College, Ansar Bandara, the flanker from Trinity College, Niroshan Madhushanka of Vidyartha, H. Dilshan of St. Anthony's, Dev Dias of Trinity College, and Asham Bandara from Vidyartha College in the bench for Kandy.
That was the Kandy Combined Schools 15. Well, talking about the Colombo schools, there are 7 players represented from Royal College. That's Upun Varnakulu Surya, Umesh Madhushan, Shaukat Lahir, Banuka Gamage, Nikhil Gunadira, Ayesh Galage, Gayal Jasinga. And also from Isipathana there are 7, Matis Sarat Chandra, Umalka, Gunaratna, Rehan Silva, Nishal Deshata, Isuru Umayanga Konghavata, Asita Gayashan Punchiheva, and Chatura Dilshan. Well, from St. Joseph's, it's Sunet Chaturanga, Tariq Saleh, and Vimukti Rahula. St. Peter's, it's Nishan Pereira, Kevin Dixon, Udara Anjana. From Science College, Lasindu Ishan and Sajit Roshan. From DS Senanayaka College, it's the fly half Buddhima Pieratna, who was a revelation in the Junior Asiad Sevens. Vishwa Kiryalla, and from Wesley, Mithila Pereira, and from Wesley, it's Mithila Pereira. Today the referee would be Irshad Kader. We are just minutes away from kickoff. It's Colombo versus Kandy Combined Schools rugby encounter. A wonderful opportunity for these players to showcase their talent just before the final selections are made for the Junior Asiad, which would be starting at the end of this year in December. Kandy going into this encounter as underdogs. They haven't won this Colombo versus Kandy Combined Schools encounters, and but they also have the highest point scorer of the school season, Inshaf, in Riza Rafaidin.
Exactly. Now I think earlier Riza Rafaidin has got the call, in fact, to represent Sri Lanka in the squad for Hong Kong Sevens. I think that will be a wonderful opportunity for Riza Rafaidin, who will be actually turning out in this club season in the police jersey to get that additional exposure for himself in his professional club rugby career. Notable omissions now in this club, in this combined schools encounter, is the omission of people such as Sarang Gunathilaka and Stefan Gregory from St. Joseph's College. I think that has sparked some controversy, but care to weigh in?
Yeah, I thought Stefan Gregory was a wonderful player during the school's rugby season. He was a devastating forward for St. Joseph's, who got quite a few big wins in with St. Joseph's College. So that is indeed a surprising omission. Whether or not they came in for the trials, we never know. But the surprising factor, well, not so surprising, is that there's none from St. Thomas's College. Well, they didn't perform that well in the school's rugby season, and also no place for Galage, the winger from Isipatana College. While the most interesting fact about the Colombo schools is that they are spoiled for choice in Kevin Dixon, Gal, Jasinga, Isuru Kongahawat, and their forwards. They have a power-packed forward lineup as well as superstars who, like in the name of Dixon, Gal, Jasinga, and Kongahawat, who could play anywhere in the park.
Exactly, they've got the utility, they've got them in, and they are sure to be sure to pull out their best performance here ahead of this interesting match. Now then, all this action coming to you live from the www.thepapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub. Now you can visit all our articles, our photo galleries, as well as our videos, right from our mobile-friendly website. You just have to go just type www.thepapare.com on your mobile, laptop, or your pad, anywhere you go.
And speaking about the Colombo schools, they've had a few players who are representing in this Colombo schools who represented this junior sevens with Kevin Dixon, Lasindu Ishan, Omalka Gunaratna and Buddhima Pieratna. While talking about Kandy, they've got quite a few strong players, and in the top 5 of the point scorers during the season, there are the top 2 are represented by Kandy. It's Riza Rafaidin, who was the leading point scorer with 107 points, and Saranga Gunatilaka, the Trinity winger, scoring 100 points, with Shamilka Kurumbalapitia, who came in 3rd, who is not in the Colombo schools, while Supun Varnakulu Surya came in 4th with 80 points, and Tanuja Maduranga from Science College, also the Maduranga brothers, a notable omission from the Colombo combined schools in Shaf.
I think Tanuja Maduranga and Tharindu Maduranga were exciting to watch during the school's rugby season. I think if you were to one of the science matches, I think those two were the people who took the game along. Tharindu played at Wing 3 and Tanuja was the man behind the kicking duties for Science College. It's interesting why they've being kept out or left out. We never know whether they didn't come for trials or not, but then it'll be a omission that will be felt by the Colombo team very badly in my view. As also speaking of experience, now the Colombo team has many national caps who already played the Asiad in the previous years, such as Kevin Dixon. Kevin Dixon, in fact, is Colombo's most veteran, experienced player. In fact, he earlier captained Sri Lanka in the under-19 at the Commonwealth Sevens way back in 2012. And recently, he was the pick for captaincy when Sri Lanka represented themselves in the under-20 Asia Junior Sevens series that was held in Hong Kong and Malaysia. So Colombo reeling in with experience. The question that lies is, will Isuru Rangala's Kandy outfit be able to outwit this talent and this expertise?
Absolutely. Inshaf, just speaking about the Kandy team, Inshaf, do you think they have the capability, the guys who can change the game at any given point? You have Riza Rafaidin, you have Viraj Veerasekara, the 2 captains from Kinsud, and Dharmaraj College. Do you think they have the capability to outwit this Colombo combined schools?
On the books, of course, I would say Kandy are a lesser known or a lesser experienced outfit, but then you never know. According to see what we've seen in this schools rugby league so far, Science College coming in from the dead to beat Isipatana College in that exciting final. You never can say what the outcome is, as Kevin Dixon readies the ball for kickoff in this Colombo versus Kandy encounter.
Referee Irshad Kader would be refereeing this match. Kevin Dixon to kick off. The whistle goes, and Dixon with a beautiful high ball. It's collected by Varnakula Surya. Rolling maul, and Varnakula Surya is bundled into touch by the Kandy forwards. Good start by Colombo. Gathering the ball from kickoff. It would be Hiranta Manamendra's throw in. Knock on by Kandy. Umarka Gunaratna now fending off two. Driven back. You don't see that quite often. And Supurn Varnakulu Surya is tackled by two. Not rolling away is the call. Penalty. That was unnecessary from Kandy, giving away penalty advantage for the Colombo Combined Schools. Line out for Colombo, right on the 22-meter line. Let's see what this star-studded forwards from Colombo Combined Schools can do. Sarat Chandra with the take. They are setting up the maul. Well held up by Kandy. The call from the ref is to use it. And they does so. Buddhima Piyaratna back to, it's Banuka Gamage who is playing on the wing. Cuts back in. Well tackled. Colombo needs quick ball. Charmika Kusal tries to go by himself. I'm sorry, that was Vimukti Rahula. And Colombo gets a penalty once again. Quickly taken by Piyaratna. But referee calls back play. Sensible choice taken by Colombo to go for the line out. They have quite a power pack forward lineup. Inshaf.
Exactly, I think we've seen this early in the club schools season as well, where Royal College they used their line out to score, but then a little bit misstep. But the Colombo team still has the ball with them as they try to work their way through the forwards. Ball is still with the Colombo team, and here comes the forwards. We've gone over 5 phases at this moment, and they're still on their feet. And Vimukti Rahula goes to his outside, and he's taken down. Good tackle there by the Kandy flanker. And Buddhima Piyaratna goes out wide to Kevin Dixon. Kevin Dixon has men on the outside, and that is number 14 for Colombo. That is Sajid Roshan, who scores the first try for Colombo. A very well executed try of Kevin Dixon's pass there.
Absolutely, Buddhima Piyaratna sending the ball wide through the hands of Kevin Dixon, Rehan Silva, and the finishing touches made by Sajid Roshan from Science College. Very good start by Colombo Schools. They've been dominating the position and the territory in the early going, as you might have expected. The conversion from the far end is going to be taken by Kevin Dixon. The The kick goes wide of the far upright, but it's still 5-0 for Colombo Schools. It would be interesting, Inshaf, to see the conditioning of these players, the fitness levels, because they haven't played competitive rugby for 3-4 months now.
Exactly. I think it's been almost 2 months since we saw the conclusion of the school's rugby season, and it'll be a test for them. Actually, I think people like Kevin Dixon have been in the format playing the inter-club sevens, and that's very well intercepted by the number 11. That's Geshan Petiagoda from Trinity College. But Umar Gunaratna was successful there in taking the ball, but referee signals as an infringement and awards Kandy a penalty. And this time it's Sanushka Vikrama who goes for the clearance and gets some distance on that kick. So Kandy will have an attacking opportunity right after the restart in their 22-meter line. Let's see what they can do from here.
Hiranta Manavendra with the throw in, flapped back, and that's Ryan Virakon going into contact, quick ball, back to Riza Rafaidin, who is very well tackled, and Isuru Rangala coming back, gets to it, but it's turnover ball for Colombo Schools. Scrappy play by both the sides. The clearance by Buddhima Piyaratna is well inside as Riza Rafaidin looking for options, going back into the middle. Very well tackled and a beautiful push by the Colombo forwards, but there's a penalty advantage quickly taken. And Manamendra with it. Kandy going forward now, a chip over, and that's number 15, Tiran Jairaj, just meters away. Kandy now using their forwards. And again, penalty advantage for Kandy Schools. Let's see what they will do. They are just meters away, whether they'll go for the line out or for the kick. Well, they're opting for a scrum. A surprising choice given that the Colombo forwards are very well star-studded bunch. They'll be trying to overturn this. The front row of Hashan Fernando, Hiranta Manavendra and Dhirendra Ratwatav would have to be at their very best throughout this 80 minutes against this Colombo forwards. Still penalty for candidates. Sanushka Vikrama who takes it in, just inches away, using their forwards is Kandy. Right near the goal post, and it's held up. It will be a scrum at the 5-meter line. Very well defended by the Colombo forwards there. It was quick thinking by Sanushka Vikrama to take the quick tap. Kandy has options left and right. And it's turned over by Colombo, and it's cleared away by Buddhima Piyaratna. It was turned over quite easily by the Colombo lads. Not good signs for Kandy.
Bad throw there by Manamendra, but Abhay Vikrama gets hold of it, but it's intercepted there by Omaga Gunaratna once again, doing that hard work in the ruck. As now the ball goes in favor of Colombo. Colombo still on their feet. As Vimukti Rahula sends it to Piyaratna. Piyaratna puts out quick out to his prop forwards. They still go in the contact. As Piyaratna now goes for the kick, but it's collected cleanly by Gesham Petiagod. Petiagod has some space as he passes it on to Fariz Ali.
Fariz Ali, the kick behind Rehan Silva. Silva has to scamper back and gather the ball and just clears it away. Good option taken by Fariz Ali. He knew that Rehan Silva had come a bit forward. There was space behind him, and a very good kick by him to gain some territory. Much needed for Kandy. The throw in to the back, poorly delivered by Hiranta Manamendra, collected by Gunaratna. Once again, some poor play costing Kandy. And it's Rehan Silva who fumbles the ball. And the referee will bring it back. Kandy ball it is. Scrum. It was a loose play by Rehan Silva. He had the space, but he just took his eyes off the ball just before he collected it. Let's see whether Kandy can retain this ball. They lost their last scrum. This time they get it. Sanushka Abhay Vikrama with a poor pass. That's Fariz Ali with the kick into the 22, and it's called for mark by Rehan Silva. Once again, scrappy play by Kandy, and Buddhima Piyaratna just clears it away towards the halfway line. A lot of handling errors made by Kandy and Shaf in the early going.
Exactly, not quite what it was expected to be with Kandy, but just a reminder, there will be a returning fixture in this Colombo Kandy encounter that will be played next week in Nithola most likely. So that will be interesting as to how Kandy can bounce back in their home playing conditions. I've heard that it's been muddy and quite rainy down there in the hill capital, so it will be interesting to see how the Colombo lads blend in that situation. So Skipper Angala going for the points. I think it's a wise decision in this encounter to go for points in these early first 10 minutes of play. So it will be Riza Rafaidin, the leading point scorer of the school's rugby league, taking the first penalty for the day for Kandy. just slight of 50 meters, narrow 45 meter, long range 45 meter penalty for Riza Rafaidin. I think Rafaidin's have had his fair share of success all throughout this year, playing for Kingswood College, later moving on and playing for Sri Lanka under 27s, and also debuting in the club jersey for Police, and that kick lands correctly, and first points on the day for Kandy as they go up by 3 points off that Riza Rafaidin penalty kick there. So Riza Rafaidin cuts the deficit by 3 points. So Colombo lead 5 points to 3 in this encounter with 15 minutes elapsed in this first half.
Kandy needed that much needed 3 points after squandering quite a few opportunities. They were given quite a few penalties, but this time Colombo getting a penalty once again near the 10-meter line. They'll be going for territory. It will be Buddhima Piyaratna once again to gain some ground. The very good kick by him. Just 15 meters away from the 22-meter. Colombo will be looking to get set this rolling maul and show the strength of their forwards. But this time they uses the line, and Omalka Gunaratna with a back flick to no one, but Rehan Silva is there to gather it, going past few defenders, and it's brought down just inches away. Kandy defense scampering back. And that's Supun Varnakulu Surya driving his legs. And Omalka getting to it, very well tackled, driven back. Dixon to Piyaratna, steps in, steps past two, but goes nowhere. Penalty advantage. Dixon now tries a long cutout pass, but referee brings play back for the penalty. Quick tap taken. Omalka Gunaratna trying to bulldoze his way onto the try line. And Supun Varnakulu Surya once again driven back. And the referee seeing that no advantage there for Colombo Schools, once again brings play back to the initial infringement. And a scrum has been awarded to Colombo. Right in the middle of the park, with the options left and right, with Nishan Pereira on the left and Buddhime Piyaratna on the right for Colombo, and they're just driving the scrum advantage for Colombo, and they get their penalty. Colombo showing their strength in their forwards, just driving this Kandy pack behind.
Kandy, in fact, being the lesser weight, having the lesser weight than Colombo in this first 8 with skipper Isurangala pushing his men forward in this scrum here, as at the Isipatana skipper and the Colombo skipper Omar Gururatna breaks through. They still have the ball. Referee signals advantage. They have, and once again it is an infringement by Kandy. So Colombo gets the penalty.
Quite a few penalties been given by both the sides, Kandy and Colombo, in their own half. Not good signs in the early going. A lot of stoppages in this match. Not much flowing rugby in Shaf.
Usually the Colombo versus Kandy game is tagged to be an all-star game, but then this is a bit of a letdown from both sides in the cream of the school rugby arena. The likes of the best of the segment as Buddhima Piyaratna. He steps one, he passes out, wonderful offload there by Piyaratna, but the number 11 player for Colombo, that was Sajid Roshan, he goes down to ground. Now Colombo tries to work their ball through their forwards as Vimukti Rahula sends a short one out to their number 7. And here comes the big man, Nomal Gunaratna. He steps one, he goes into ground, makes a few yards. And now Colombo have options on the outside as Kevin Dixon passes the ball. Unfortunate there for Banu Gamage. He fumbles the ball. That would have been a try-scoring opportunity now.
Indeed, Banuka Gamage just taking his eyes off the ball at the last moment. Colombo being driven back by Kandy. Some valiant defending done by the visitors. As it's Shaukat Lahir who tries to just weave past the defenders. Brought down. Piyaratna once again tries a grubber kick. And it's charged down, the clearance kick. And that's number 12, Nishan Pereira, who dives into the try line. Again, scrappy play by Kandy, allowing the second try for Colombo. It's 10-0.
Smart thinking there by Nishan Pereira to see that opportunity and charge down that ball to score the second try for the day for Colombo. So Colombo go up by 5 points with Kevin Dixon ready in that easy conversion. Shouldn't be much of a trouble for Dixon here as he readies his 25-meter conversion. So
a much more easier kick for Kevin Dixon this time around. And that's over. It's a 12-0 for Colombo. Lot of work to be done for Kandy if they are to come back into this match. They've been really scrappy. I'm sorry, it's a 12-3. The penalty was put over by Riza Rafaidin. Before that, second try was scored by Colombo. But all in all, Inshaf in this first 15 to 20 minutes, it's been scrappy play by both the sides. And not so surprising, given that most of the guys haven't played rugby for quite some time.
exactly, even in the school segment, we see teams practicing for over months and months, and then finally they bring out winning outfits. So you can't blame the players. They would have been practicing a maximum of 2 to 3 weeks, but still it's an impressive display put in by both teams in the short span of time, as Colombo has had the upper hand in this first 15 minutes of play, but seems like Kandy are trying to bring that breakthrough by scoring that breakthrough try, as that is called as coming in from the side by referee Irshad Kader. So he makes no hesitation in awarding that penalty to Kandy. So it will be Sanushka Be Vikrama who wanted to go for a touch, but then it was Isuru Rangala who decided that they should be going for points.
Very good afternoon. Apologize for the delay in arrival. Thanks, Inshaf, for deputizing. It's the Colombo Blues versus the Kandy Reds here at Havelock Park, the annual selection trial for the junior team, currently being led 12-3 by the Colombo team, the home team. And Kandy, with a sustained period of possession, trying to put a little bit of pressure on this Colombo team, get their first try on the board. Colombo trying to run it out of trouble there. And doing exactly that with the tackler not releasing. And referee Sharkade blowing for the infringement, which will allow Buddhima Piyaratna of DS Senanayaka College to clear his lines for the Colombo team. Good enough kick by his 37-38 meters for his team. Some big lads in the Kandy pack, but probably a little better drilled is the Colombo team. Isuru Kongahawatta comes onto the field, and Buddhima Piyaratna's last contribution was that touch kick. Going to the back of the line-out is Supun Vannakula Surya. Great throw from the Royal hooker, and Kongahawatta puts a high up and under as his first touch of the game. It's bounced about a little, but it comes down the Kandy way, and the referee said it go on because it was a first knock-on from Colombo. Hitting that ball hard is Manushanka of Dharmaraja. And now it's for Sanush Kabe Vikrama, the Trinitian, to find his outside half, but he's not able to do so. But Colombo have encroached. Line is offside, and it will be a chance of points again for Kandy. So where do you see this going now? Do you think that, well, it's taken quickly? That's Sanush Kabe Vikrama. He's put a little kick in and wasted possession. And this is the problem when it's a selection trial. Everybody's trying to do their bit, and sometimes you lose sight of the entire game plan.
Absolutely. They should have gone for the kick because Breeza Rafaidin, they have one of the best kickers in the game who put over 40-meter penalty to get the 3 points. As now Rafaidin trying to make something for Kandy. In the early going, Shanaka, it was all scrappy play, giving away quite a few penalties, both the sides. And now Kandy, that's Dhirendra Rathwata. Looking to gain some yardage. Isuru Rangala. In the early going, Kandy got quite a few penalties in kicking range, which they opted to go for the line out and lost the line outs. And this time around as well, Colombo turning over the ball. Kick by Kongahawatta is well in. Another poor pass. Nishan Pereira going after it. He kicks the ball forward. Nishan Pereira. Will he get to his second try? Yes, he does. Wonderful play by Nishan Pereira. Seeing that opportunity, kicking it forward. And he had the pace to outwit all those Kandy defenders.
Yes, it's pretty obvious the state of the strength and conditioning of this Kandy back three as opposed to Nishan Pereira. Navod, he just completely burned all cylinders and left those Kandy players in his wake, and showed good presence of mind to scoop the ball up and dive over in the same movement. That's a good bit of skill there from him, and completely well-constructed individual try from Nishan Pereira, swooping on the opposition's mistake. And it's very clear that Kandy are not as well drilled as this Colombo team. They don't know each other as well, so that's why these mistakes are occurring.
Indeed, and these two sides, most of the players haven't played rugby for 3-4 months, Shanaka, and obviously the fitness levels and the conditioning would come into play in this match.
It's pretty evident in the last few minutes that I've watched that there's quite a bit of rust to be dusted off from all these players. The Colombo players maybe look a little bit more in condition, but Kandy boys seem to be in a bit of strife at the moment as they concede a 19 points to 3 lead. So they've got to work hard to catch up before the end of half time if they are to make a dent in the scoreboard. Sanushka Bevikrama waits to kick off, but he's actually off now, and on comes Niroshan Madhushankar of Vidyartha. So the coaches, Sanat Martis of Colombo, must be pleased and able to give his players a run, and Vaip Gunaratna of Kandy also wanting to get all his players involved. Lovely hanging restart by Riza Rafaidin. He's brilliant with the ball at his boot. Omalka Gunaratna, the skipper of the Colombo team, standing in the tackle. Loopy pass to Kongahawatha. He doesn't have a lot of time, but now here's Kevin Dixon. Dixon straight through the gap. It opened up nicely for him. He's got players on his inside. Lovely pass, but just doesn't manage to find Rehan Silva. And thought the pass was good, but unfortunately it was well behind Silva. Here's Tariq Sali offloading. Good run by the Colombo forwards here. Now they've got space on the outside, but they don't need them. Lovely cutback in from the Royal second rower, Umesh Madhushan. Cutting back in nicely. Good skills from the big lad. He had 3 men over but didn't need them, and slicing open the defense was Kevin Dixon. The move should have been finished off by Rehan Silva, but unfortunately Dixon's pass not good enough. And at this level, those are passes that need to go to hand because there was nobody in between him and the support runner. And these are the little things, of course, that make the difference between victory and defeat at international level now. So basic skills need to be polished up.
Indeed, most of the opportunities created for Colombo has been by Kevin Dixon, Nishan Pereira, the guys who've been playing in the recent past, in the junior sevens as well, and also in the club season, which will be starting in November. They've been practicing with the clubs as well, and Isuru Kongahawatha puts over the conversion. It's 19-3. I'm sorry, it's 26-3 for Colombo. They are just running away with this game.
Yes, that's a little unfortunate because this game used to be very competitive now, both between Colombo and Kandy. It used to be played immediately after the school season is over, and used to be a real pride of place match. But now clearly Colombo in the ascendancy. Colombo also without 2 important players, and that's a massive undercut, and I'm surprised the referee hasn't gone to his pocket here. That could have completely been avoided. The flanker Manushka from Dharmaraja going straight in on the player, and that could have caused some serious injury. And this is where referees now would need to get involved early on. And it doesn't matter if the player gets injured or not. If it's a reckless tackle, it's a reckless tackle. Sometimes referees react only to if the player has gotten injured or something like that. But sometimes you've got to nip these things in the bud and send the message to young school players.
Absolutely. You need to warn these players, and if it is a serious infringement, you just need to just give the yellow cards and all. But it's throw in by Colombo. Good line out. Kongahawatha back to Nishan. Rehan Silva straightening. Pass not going to hand, and Kandy coming away with it. Rizara fighting with the clearance. And Rehan Silva gathers it, but the referee comes back to the initial infringement. Shanika, what do you think Kandy needs to do if they are to get back into this match?
Well, there's not a lot they can do now, Navod, because it seems like all the preparatory work has been done and dusted, and that's where Colombo have won and lost this. Because, as you said, there are players who have been in shape, there are players who have been playing together, there's lots of players from a single school here in this Colombo lineup as well. You've got combinations here, but for the Kandy team, not the combinations that there's obviously players from the same school, but not in the combinations that they will need. So the understanding is a little off. And in that sense, I don't see them being able to do a lot more. Chatura Dilshan on the park for Colombo. That's a good line out, but not straight, and referee's right in the red of the door. Rahul Karunatilaka winning that one nicely, but the throw bomb by Hiranta Manamendra of Kingswood just a little off, and the referee could probably just let those go.
And also, Shanaka, a lot of substitutions has been made inside the first half, which hasn't suited the flow of the game. The guys haven't settled down, and especially from both the sides, and especially from the Kandy point of view, with 23 points down. As Lasindu Ishan from the back of the scrum. Kongahawatta tries a chip kick, it's charged down, and Kandy going forward. Petiagoda again, loose play by Kandy, costing them ground, but they have the ball back. Knock on by Colombo. It's been a stop-start game from the opening whistle. Let's see Kandy, whether they can retain this ball. They've lost 2 scrums in the early going, but this time they come away with it. And a penalty given to Colombo for holding on. Once again, basic errors coming from the Kandy side. Touch not found by Kongahawatta, and that's Geshan Petiagoda with the run, coming towards the halfway line. Rangala now bundled down, and another advantage for not rolling away. Quick tap taken, not what you expected. Sharika, they should have gone for touch.
Yes, a bit of desperation stuff here from Kandy, but managing to string a few phases together, which is good for the red shirts. But not many numbers on the outside. Here's Ryan Veerakon trying to find a way through, but the gap closes quickly. Madhushankar smashed in a tackle to the really good aggressive defense from Colombo, but a little bit too aggressive. And here's the hooker once again, Manamendra, making good ground. And now they've got an opportunity wide. Coming in is Hashan Fernando of Vidyartha, the big prop, making ground. He needs some help. Scrum half waits. Finally gives it to Rafaideen at first receiver. Rafaideen going on his own, should have passed it. And now they're coming back on the open side again. Petiagoda with the high up and under. I'm not sure that was the correct tactic, but well taken in the end from Gayan Jayasinghe of Royal. Actually, it's Punchiheva who's come on as a substitution, the Isipatana winger. Well taken from him there, under pressure, has the presence of mind to call for the mark. And Kongahawatta, who missed touch with the last touch kick, has found touch, and that'll be half time for referee Rishad Kader. And at Havelock Grounds, it's 26 points to 3 in favor of Colombo playing in the blue shirts. And Kandy have a mountain to climb. It's a good thing they're from the hills, because they will really need to put that to good use when they come back for the next 40 minutes.
Shanas, you are going to the final, I heard? What does that mean? You didn't purchase last year? Black market? No, who's number 21 for Kandy? Never heard. There are people who have never, there are people who have never played a season playing football. And Vidyarth is in the 3rd division. Playing one next week. Right. There's not much of choice when it comes to this. Kingswood is bad. Kingswood is first. Yeah, he's gone practice. Then why he's not there? Some people are just, they're not interested. After 2 months, they cannot be bothered going back. Lazy Baba.
Welcome back to second half action here at Havelock Park between Colombo and Kandy. Colombo in the blue, Kandy in the red. It's the annual selection trial game. Picking a side for the Asiad is what the selectors have been tasked with as Kandy kick off and Colombo make a hash of the restart. Knock forward. What do you think would have been exchanged in the huddles there? Now, Coach Martis wouldn't have had much to say, more of the same. But what do you think Viper Gunaratna would have had to tell his team?
Well, Shanaka, it's mainly their options they've been taken when they have given penalty opportunities. They've got quite a few. inside the 22, which they went for touch, couldn't gather the line out. And some which were like 30-40 meters out, which in kicking range for Riza Rafaidin, who could have put it in quite easily, as Ishan makes the break from the scrum.
There's a terrible support line run there from the flanker. Could have easily made the break in the 9-10 channel if he had run a good support line. Super offload by Lasindu Ishan. Colombo still controlling it though. Committing numbers to the breakdown. Stepping right through is the Colombo forward there. Terrible fringe defense. And here's Colombo using their big forwards at first receiver once again. And now it's available. Nishal Deshatha tries to find the offload but not able to. And now the loose ball is juggled by Kandy, but it's knocked on in the end. And the 2 knock-ons, the referee will come back for it. So in terms of size, Kandy quite big. They've got guys like Ratwata and Tilakaratna, but in terms of strength, Colombo way ahead.
With the likes of Umalka Gunaratna, Lasindu Ishan, Supun Varnaklu Surya, absolutely they have the power and also the skill and the conditioning. With Lasindu Ishan, Supun Varnaklu Surya, Umalka Gunaratna, all three playing a club season, which would be starting in November. As there's another change for Kandy, that's flanker Vimalavira of Kingswood going off.
Good player. Vimalavira made some telling tackles on Lasindu Ishan. But boring in, says the referee, and that call was against number 25, Udara Anjana of St. Peter's. Big lad on the loose head side, pinged for boring in. Now here's Hashan Fernando getting driven back in the tackle. And once again, Colombo staying strong in the breakdown and winning the penalty. Going forward is Nishan Fernando, so it's turned out to be a sevens game almost for Colombo. Everybody trying to get in among the try scorers. Not a good pass to Chatura Dilshan. Here's Dilshan again. Shows good presence of mind to put the ball on the floor before he gets up in the tackle. That's not a good pass either to Anjana. And well tackled to the ground is Nishal Deshatha there, but a decent run, but he's turned it over. And here's a big kick by Niroshan Madhushankar. Read well by Petya Guda now. Is he going to dive over? Yes, he is. That's a try, the first try for Kandy. And it came out of nothing, but Petya Guda spotted the gap beautifully, and this one Punchi Heva couldn't connect. So you think this is the start of a comeback now?
Let's hope so, Shanaka, for the sake of this match. Still early going in this match. And a good start for Kandy in this second half. It's 26 points to 8 with the kick to come. Rafaidin just waiting for his kicking tee to come out. Shanaga, the last couple of tries, one by Nishan Pereira and this one by Geshan Petyagoda, have all come from scrappy play mistakes by both the sides, and the first one also. So all the mistakes have been tallying up. Do you think that the guys would just, they need time to just rectify those mistakes? They are still just 1 or 2 weeks into their training.
Well, to be quite honest now, any of the rival Asian teams watching this match will not be quaking in their boots, thinking of the Sri Lankan side. These are mistakes that reside in uncharacteristically off target, But these are mistakes that can't be fixed in a 2-week period. These are mistakes that, these are skills that need to be, not mistakes, they're skills that need to be built up at under 16, under 18 levels. And it's sad that you can come to this level and not have those. And that's a shame, because ball retention has been an issue. As you said, it's been very scrappy. And that shows that the boys' skills are not constantly being honed. And those are issues for any rugby team. Taken by the try scorer. Pethiagoda is only a little guy, but got plenty of pace on him. Scrum half waits and finds Rafaideen, who puts in a big kick. Kongahawatta or Rehan Silva still puts in the fancy flick, and this is where his coach needs to drag him to the touchline and tell him a thing or two. Because he tried that once before now, and this is where players try to impress, but they try to impress doing the wrong things.
Indeed, most of the players have been trying to do this back flick. A lot of watching of Rugby World Cup matches, Shanaka, to be blamed?
Well, everyone thinks they're Sonny Bill Williams nowadays, don't they? So Kongahawatta also trying to do a similar thing. But they don't understand that it takes a lot of hard work to get where those players are. Here's the ball available for Colombo once again. A good cutout pass. Nishan Pereira stepping beautifully. Steps again, and he's just doesn't manage to beat Rafaideen. He should have put the hammer down. And now that's intercepted, but completely offside is the call from referee Richard Carter. And Colombo have the numbers over. It's who wants to score. That's the only question. And it's over for the try under the posts, easy as you like. We'll tell you who it was in a minute. Number 20, Chatura Dilshan. The easy conversion for Kongahawatta, who's going to take a drop kick. And it doesn't work, so I think Colombo are happy just to take the points. Looks like the player who scored is not on our team sheet. We'll tell you who it is once we have a better identification, but Colombo just able to empty the bench and still not drop any quality now.
Indeed, as I was saying earlier, Colombo is spoilt for choice as Chatura Dilshan now taking on the Kandy defense. Gal Jaisingh. And still Colombo with the ball as Asita Puncheva breaks through the tackle. Still Colombo with the ball and brought down. Nishan Pereira at the base of the scrum. And still going through is Kandy, not holding on to their tackles. And just inches away. Colombo, they are going for their try of the second half, and they do get it. It's 36 points to 8. Colombo leading quite comfortably. A lot of missed tackles by Kandy Shanagar.
Yes, it's purely an issue of physical strength now. Now then the floodgates, if they haven't opened already, will completely bust the dam now, because I think the Kandy players are out on their feet. They don't really have the strength or the endurance to get through the rest of this game, and I think you'll see the Colombo players scoring tries at will in a few minutes. It's just off the post. That's unfortunate for Nishal Deshata. Everyone's trying their hand at the kicking as well now. Took a few kicks for Isipatana earlier in the season. And Kandy now trailing by 36 points. 36 points to 8. And there's been a en masse substitution made for Kandy at during that restart. And Lasindu Ishan collects well at the breakdown, at the restart rather. It's a little too much forward interplay there from Colombo. So Colombo need to stick to what's worked for them so far. And Isuru Rangala will be wondering what he's to do to drag this Kandy team up by the scruff of its neck. They've substituted Rafaidin as well, so very little going for them now.
Indeed, it was Rafaidin who was good at the back, at fullback, and scoring those penalties. But now, as you said, at half-time, Shanaka, the mountain has gotten that much bigger for Kandy. That's Manamendra trying a kick over the defense, but it's scrum half Sunit Chaturanga who gathers it. But there will be a scrum for Colombo. Shanika, do you think the preparation time for this match was enough? Because as I said before, the guys haven't played for 3-4 months. Do you think they should have been gathered for like 2 months before and practiced thoroughly?
Well, it depends on how seriously the union and the schools association are going to take the Junior Asiad Nawad, and obviously this should be something that's held immediately after the school season, and then a squad chosen and kept in constant training, because it's not like riding a bike. You just can't leave the bike in the garage for 2 months, then get on and remember how to ride it. It's not how rugby playing works. So you've got to be in the gym. You've got to be on the field. Look after yourselves, and you know, it's not a question of just turning up in a week's notice and playing the game. Oh, that's a well-read intercept, and referee says no, it's been knocked forward. Unfortunate for the Kandy player who read it all the way but just couldn't get his hands to it. And who knows, if it was a World Cup quarter-final, he may have even been yellow carded for that. So it's a defensive scrum for Kandy. Lots of the big boys of the Royal, St. Joseph's and Isipatana teams in the forwards now, so they are in very good condition, these lads. Another good scrum by Colombo, shoving Kandy off the ball, and Lasindu Ishan picking up on the open side, gets a lovely offload away. Just juggled there, that ball, another lovely offload, and now here's the winger. Needs to find his support. Now does. Isuru Kongahawatha says everything's okay. Number 26, Vishwa Kiriyalla of DS Saranayaka, the last try scorer. Now they've got numbers available. Nishan Pereira smashed in the tackle. Good recovery from Vimalavira there. He's been outstanding for Kandy. One of the few outstanding players. And still going. T-shirts being ripped off the Colombo team's backs here, but they're still managing. Good tackle once again from Kandy, but still attacking the line. Colombo players screaming for it outside, but the referee says he'll come back for the offside there. But some good aggressive tackles there now, and a few players, Vimalavira in particular, has impressed here. And here we go for... Yes, and another try has been scored, just reaching out and placing that ball over the top. Well done there by the big forward for Colombo. We'll tell you who that is again in a moment. So it's turning into an absolute rout here. 36 points, the score has moved on to 41 now. And I'm sorry we're not able to tell you who it is because he doesn't have a number on his back. But was a Colombo forward. That's as much as we can narrow it down to.
Shanika, it is important that these Kandy lads doesn't lose hope. The match is over for the Kandy lads, but the selection is not. And the guys like, as you said, Vimala Veera needs to put their hands up and show that even in adversity, they are still giving their 100%. As Kandy readies for another kick restart. The kick has gone over. It's 43 points to 8. A high ball put back by Varnakula Surya, but Kandy comes away with it. Dhirendra Ratwata taking on the big Colombo forwards, and a penalty advantage for not rolling away. Once again quickly taken. That's Sanushka Bevikrama. Kandy now driving with their forwards. That's Rahul Karunatilaka, who is held up. And the ball is ripped away from him. And looks like another turnover. No. Colombo retains possession, and the kick is gathered by Geshan Petiagoda, looking for options. And now Kevin Dixon gets to it, and there's a penalty advantage for Kandy, quickly taken by Petiagoda. The little man brought down by a set of forwards. Kandy. That's Fariz Ali who makes the break. Manamendra getting to that scrappy ball, but it's turned over by Colombo. And cleared away towards the 10-meter. Once again, a lot of mistakes being made by both sides, especially giving away needless penalties, as the throw-in by Kandy is stolen, and Umalka Gunaratna goes on the run, but referee has seen a knock-on by Colombo and brings play back for scrum. Throw in once again, stolen by Colombo. Scrappy play. Dixon to Nishan. Banuka back to Buddhima, who makes the break. going past two defenders, and the pass is just intercepted. And Banuka Gamage is bundled into touch. The pass by Buddhima Piyaratna just not going to hand.
Yeah, it wasn't a good pass from Piyaratna. And again, you look at the support running angles that the inside players are running, and you look at the options being taken by the guys once they make a break. Now it's not issues that can be solved in the next 2 weeks. You can't teach a support line in a 2-week time. So it's about giving the ball carrier options, good options to take, and that's not happening. So Piyaratna, despite a 50-meter break, can't find a player to score a try for, even in the face of this pretty tired Kandy defense. Ground is quite soggy underfoot, so it's not very helpful for running. Not helpful for the stepping of these players either, so that's why you can see Gishan Pethiagoda stepping but not really getting anywhere. And Omalka Gunaratna comes off the blind side. Beautiful offload. Stepping back inside is the Colombo player and getting into the ruck, but unfortunately for Gunaratna and the arriving player, Omalka Gunaratna went off his feet. So Kevin Dixon moving to scrum half now. Referee Martis checking out his options. Buddhima Sajid Roshan there, not able to hold on to that ball, and the penalty line out will go to Kandy. Science College winger Sajid Roshan.
A surprising omission from the Colombo lads, Shanaka, is that the Maduranga brothers from Science College are not in this pool for Colombo, as Kandy brings play forward, brought down near the halfway line, and once again a penalty is being conceded for holding on to the ball, and Kevin Dixon taking a quick tap to Lasindu Ishan, goes past one, and he's brought down finally. Dixon to Varnakulu Surya. Referee waves play on. Still Colombo with the ball, and a penalty has been given to Kandy for playing the ball on the ground, and Rangala brings play forward. Once again a loose pass. Sanushka Bevikrama to Fariz Ali. Fariz Ali seeing some space behind the Buddhima Piyaratna, puts in the kick. Piyaratna stepping inside, still going. Is finally brought down. Varnakulu Surya acting as scrum half. Pass over, and that's Asita Punchiheva with the inside pass to Banuka Gamage, now to Nishan Pereira, and Nishan Pereira goes in for his hat-trick. Wonderful break initially by Asita Punchiheva, and an inside pass to Banuka Gamage, and it's finished off by Nishan Pereira. It's 48 points to 8 now. Once again, a brilliant run by Asit Puncheva Shanaga.
Great run from him, but I thought it was better link-up play by Banuka Gamage actually. He caught the inside basketball pass offload and then had the really quick hands to set Nishan Pereira into space, and the Pete Wright only had to run it in. So great work from the Royal skipper. Good basics, and that's the difference between a guy who's got the good basic skills and players who don't. And you see players like Gamage who've come through that junior system. A lot of these Royal players have some good basic core skills, and that was a good manifestation of that there. It's a good enough that you've got the physical attributes and the ability to step, but if you don't have those basic skills, and that's one of them there, being able to fall on the ball. Good work from the Kandy player there. That was the number 12. And Kandy now just desperately trying to get some points on the board. Putting in the little kick is Sanush Kabevikrama with the outside of his boot, but it's not well weighted and easily collected by Piyaratna. And now Kevin Dixon, big step off the left foot. He's got Rehan Silva with him. Can he go by himself though? Kevin Dixon running away from support, but he doesn't need it, does he? Petyagoda drags him down, and there you go. I'm telling you what, Navod, if Bhanuka Gamage had made that break, that would have ended up in a try.
Absolutely a wonderful run by Kevin Dixon, going past 2 or 3 defenders, but he had support inside, but he went outside, and a wonderful covering tackle by Geshan Petyagoda.
Well, it was a desperate try saver in the end, but once again, all that Kevin Dixon had to do was straighten up the line, draw in the last defender, and he had Rehan Silva screaming outside him. And unfortunately, what would have been a very simple 2-on-1 overlap ends up being a knock-on for Kandy, admittedly 80 meters down from where they started. But nevertheless, he doesn't manage to score it. And these are the reasons why Sri Lankan rugby doesn't advance, because you've got players who don't make those correct decisions. All Rehan Silva has to do was come in on the other side, run a different angle, give the options for Kevin Dixon to offload, and just the 2 defenders to beat 2 static defenders against 2 guys who had a head of steam. And there was no reason why that shouldn't have finished as a try. And I think we are partly to blame as well, Navod, because we venerate these players who can run, but sometimes don't give enough prominence to the players who can execute and make the plays that end up in tries, just like Gamage did a few moments ago.
Absolutely, as the scrum just meters away, but it's a penalty advantage once again to Kandy. Wonderful work at the base of the ruck, and Colombo with one last opportunity to score a try. The Colombo player going past 2 defenders, and that's Asita Puncheheva, who is bundled into touch. I'm sorry, that is a try scored by Asita Puncheheva, if I'm not mistaken. He has his shirt ripped off him. And the conversion going wide by Nisal Deshata. It's 9 tries to 1 by the hosts. They've scored 53 points to 8. The light rapidly fading away as Fariz Ali restarts. And very well gathered by the Colombo player. And they make another break down the left. But once again, a loose pass, giving away possession back to Kandy. Kandy clears it away, but only up until Buddhima Piyaratna, who sees a gap down the middle And easy as you like. He scores the try under the post. 58 points to 8 now. Colombo Combined Schools scoring their 10th try.
Outstanding bit of acceleration there from Buddhima Piyaratna. A disorganized Kandy defense, admittedly, as that ball doesn't go over for the conversion, but it doesn't matter because that's the 10th try scored by Colombo. And capping off a brilliant evening by the Colombo team was Buddhika Piyaratna's wonderful try, well taken. But again, the link-up play leaving a little to be desired from Colombo. But Kandy, there's really nothing to write home about because it has been a pretty abject performance. The team just not ready, just not in physical shape to be able to play a game at this period of the year. And there's a lot of work that needs to be done, a lot of gym work that needs to be done if Kandy are going to be competitive. But for the most part, apart from some notable performances from guys like Vimalavira and perhaps Riza Refaidin, it hasn't looked very good for Colombo's for Kandy's inclusion in the team. Man of the match now, the few obvious ones that come to mind there. Kevin Dixon is one of them, but Nishan Pereira is the man who scored a hat-trick of tries, made a few tries for the others as well, but some good performances also by the forwards. Lasindu Ishan I thought was good, Supun Vannakula Surya also, but do you think that Nishan is our man today?
Absolutely, Shanaka. In the first half, he saw that opportunity with a missed pass and he scored that try as well, and in the second half he scored 2 tries. And a lot to do for Kandy in another week's time when they host the second leg of the combined schools encounter. I think most of the Kandy guys need to step things up. As you said, guys like Vimalavira, even in adversity, they need to show their 100% because this is not just a game, but it's about your quality of play and about getting selected to the national side.
Yes, what we would like to see, obviously, for next time would be a bit of pride in their jerseys. That's something that we can expect from them. Doesn't matter what color the jersey is or who it's for. You just got to be respectful of wearing it and just bring your 100% effort. So hopefully we'll see that in a fortnight's time when these two teams meet again. And until then, it's bye from us at ThePapare.com. We'll be with you, of course, with lots of Rugby World Cup action throughout the weekend.